This area of South London is really badly served for record shops. You've got the whole stretch of the A23, that's a vast sort of swathe of South London that isn't served by record shops until now. As I saw that this shop was becoming vacant and I just live around the corner, and I thought, what would be a good thing to do? A record shop specialising in jazz. Well, the idea of Turnstyle Records, it's not exclusively jazz, but it specialises in jazz from 20s up to probably 60s and 70s. So for the jazz fan in London, I want to really reach those people and hope that they'll come south of the river to Streatham to find decent jazz. But on top of that, I've got a range of genres from blues, folk, I've got a lot of soundtrack albums and a lot of rock as well. Vinyl's been having a revival. I don't think that's just a bubble that's going to burst, a kind of fashionable hipster thing, because you've not only got younger people who are getting into vinyl for the first time and building their collection of vinyl, but you've got people more my age who are going back to it and they're getting the stuff out of the loft, they're dusting off the records. Not only are companies re-releasing old records, but new bands are releasing stuff on vinyl. What that's meant is that in fact the pressing plants, that a lot of them were scrapped when vinyl declined, they can't keep up with the demand for new pressings. We've got the Turnstyle, which is a kind of centrepiece in the window, which is an original turnstile from the Crystal Palace football ground from 1895 that used to be in Crystal Palace Park. So there's a lot of history there. And I've also got the history of recorded music in a way, because I've got the original Thomas Edison phonograph, which is the wax cylinder record player, and I've got a wind-up HMV gramophone for playing the 78s. I've got a huge collection of swing 78s as well. What I've found interesting is that a lot of parents really enjoy showing their kids how the old-fashioned record players work, and the wind-up gramophone is a really good way of doing that, because there's a direct, they can actually see the needle almost vibrating in the groove. What I want to do is to develop Turnstyle Records as a bit of a kind of community venue. We had a thing called Agit Disco, where people were able to bring along records that had some kind of political meaning to them and talk about them and sort of share them with each other, and that was a good success. We also had a talk from an author who'd written a book about record shops, who showed some clips from his film, and I'm planning another event where people can bring records related to cinema as part of the Streatham Film Festival, and that should be fun. We'll have a licensed bar as well. So a couple of people have said the selection that's here is as if I've curated it rather than just stocked the shop, and that's, you know, that's a kind of compliment to the kind of quality of music that's in here.